It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Black Knights and the Chargers. Next on Madden Football.
From the future home of Super Bowl 56, there's a look at SoFi Stadium just south of downtown Los Angeles. Today, we're set for a good AFC matchup between the London Black Knights and the Los Angeles Chargers. Alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, we take a look at this Charger club entering play here. They come in the midst of a pretty bad stretch here. Losers of 5 straight.
So many different reasons teams hit the losing skids, but the best way out of it, something has to happen positive early in the game.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Londoners, they have certainly got it rolling of late. Winners of 6 in a row.
And it's simple. The more you win in the regular season, the more likely you play at home in the postseason, and that can take you deep into January.
Three-quarters of the NFL season are complete. What lurks in our final month? We're underway in Week 14. Jamal Agnew now to return it. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And we get a glance here at their leader, the man who will be calling the plays under center.
Anytime anyone throws for over 300 yards in a game, you know their name is going to be considered for Offensive Player of the Week. And in the AFC last week, our guy got it.
Yeah, he was the guy on top of his game. He'll try to duplicate that here in this one. They'll come out throwing here on first down. Flush to his right. And incomplete to open things up.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
First carry for the Clemson man, Travis Etienne. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Toward the sideline, did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge, and that's good enough for a first down.
Well, normally you see 3 tight ends in a formation, you have to think to yourself, this has got to be a run, and I know as a safety, when I saw that, I took an extra step or 2 towards the line of scrimmage. Instead, they threw the ball, and he found one of those tight ends for a very nice pickup.
Let's go.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Just a terrific run there, Charles, from a running back who is so compact and powerful, and that strength was on display there. On first down, right back to Etienne. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. And Chris Barnes there on the stop. Here's 2nd and 9.
They went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Yeah, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 17-yard line. Solid catch there for a man who's been so brilliant this year. Worth pointing out, as we were talking about earlier, there has never in the 60-year history of the award been a pass catcher, tight end or wide receiver that has taken home the MVP trophy.
And the best receivers I've talked with, they know that stat, and it drives them crazy because they understand that without a quarterback, they don't make the plays that they make. They also don't feel like they get enough credit for bailing out some of the throws that quarterbacks make.
Absolutely. Takes 2 to tango.
As a rookie quarterback, that's exactly how you endear yourself to your teammates. Give it up for the cause. It's also how you end up on the training table, too.
Yeah, it's a catch-22. Coach doesn't like it. Teammates love it. Where do you fall on it?
Well, I fall on wanting to endear yourself to your teammates, but pick your spots. Be smart about it. They need you for the full season.
Yeah, the rookie's going to learn as he goes. Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. That's already the third time they've looked his way on this opening drive. He's caught one of the three.
That doesn't mean they won't continue to go in that direction. It feels like they think they've got something good going there, and they think those numbers are going to increase.
He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. This will wind up a loss on the play. And that's going to bring up an interesting 3rd and goal. Driven it down the field nicely here on the opening drive, but now it's put up or shut up.
No doubt about it, because to make that type of a drive and ultimately kick a field goal would feel very disappointing. But I'm just wondering, is the head coach thinking, is this 4-down territory? Might he go for it?
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. The LA defense up to snuff in coverage there, pushes this to 4th down. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well, and kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
Adderley, he's going to hold on to this one. A touchback, and the drive will begin at the 25. Here are the Chargers ready to go on offense, led by their first-round pick in 2020, the man out of Oregon, Justin Herbert.
And he's had such a sensational season to this point, leading the NFL in passing yards. He's been helped out a lot by an outstanding set of receivers, and he's quick to give them credit. But I think even they would tell you that he's the guy that makes this offense go.
Herbert and the Chargers now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Throwing to start the drive. Herbert. Pass incomplete. Trey McKitty, the tight end, his intended target, but it's going to be 2nd down. Back to throw here, Herbert. He's got Burton here. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. Well, this defense, Charles, really played well in that win a week ago.
They sure did, and the key number to me was total offense allowed, which was barely over 100 yards. That's a heck of a sign that this defense is really putting all the pieces together and doing it cohesively.
Going to throw on 3rd down with Herbert. And that will be incomplete. They couldn't hook up on what's going to be the final play of this first quarter. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Charger football to start quarter number 2. Hunter Nicewander on to punt now on 4th down. Jamal Agnew is deep to return it. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their 2nd drive. And they, on paper, Charles, no doubt they have the edge in this one. They are sitting with the AFC elite, and on the other side, they're down toward the bottom of the AFC. But you know what they say, especially at this point in the season, watch out for a trap game.
And in doing so, I would take my game plan and condense it. I would rely on my fundamentals, the fact that my players are probably just better, and not try and do too much, do just enough to win the game. And on the other side of the field,
oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Thrown back across his body. Picked off by Asante Samuel Jr. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. A young quarterback, Charles, rolling to his right. I know he's right-handed, but is that one that maybe a veteran sticks in his pocket?
I think so, but you have to remember with young quarterbacks, it may take a few years before they get all the stuff out of them that they did earlier in their career or even in their college days when they were used to being dominant. In this case, the NFL veteran defense ended up winning the battle.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now Herbert gives this one to Kelly. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. And, Charles, you wonder about this defense coming in. I mean, look, it's no secret they're playing a team that's down on its luck right now. Losers of 5 straight. How does that change how you prepare for a game?
Well, to me, the first thought is you just get after them early, right? Take away any chance of them building any confidence But the second thing is you prepare a little bit differently. You've got to expect this team to take chances, go for it on 3rd and 4th downs, run a lot of trick plays, anything to try and break their losing streak. So you must stay alert and stay aware.
The turnover put them in great field position. They don't want to squander it with 3rd down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
They had great starting position to begin the drive, but now they look up at a 3rd and 5. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces them to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
Out comes this field general once more, leading his offense back onto the field. And he comes out on the heels of an interception he threw last time they had the ball.
Yeah, and you know, the quarterbacks that I know that are the best ones, the ones that really know how to lead their team, they tell them, that's on me. That's my bad. But let's go back out there and move ahead again, guys. We can get this done.
One good thing for him, it did only lead to 3 points and not a touchdown after that turnover.
Big thanks to the defense.
On 1st and 10, it's Etienne. And he's going to get across midfield and into Charger territory. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
Forced out to his left. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the 1st down. The last drive, remember, similar situation. He forced a ball into coverage through the pick. He learned better there.
Yeah, similar to a golfer that's confronted with a shot that you just can't make. Sometimes you have to take your medicine, as they say, right? Just pull it down, take off, and go. Don't make something worse than what it was.
Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete.
They've given up a few 1st downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. And that's complete to Etienne out of the backfield. And he's got a 1st down as he's going to be taken down. But a very nice pickup there just in front of the 2-minute warning. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now left side, a completion to his tight end. 9 yards, and that leaves him. Just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. They'll run with Etienne. Still on his feet. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. Travis Etienne with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Black Knights have taken the lead. Extra point tacked on by Lambeau. And the lead is now 10-3. So that drive goes 8 plays. And it was capped off by a Travis Etienne touchdown run. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. Adderley, he's going to hold on to this one. A touchback, and the drive will begin at the 25. So out come the Chargers. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. A good gain on first has them set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29. Herbert now. Try to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted. Picked off at the 40. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Now remember, this is the #1 defense in the National Football League. There's a good example of why.
Shows that they set an aggressive tone, not just stopping the run, not just getting after the quarterback, but the ball's in the air. They treat it like they're the receivers, and they went after that one and took it all the way.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Adderley, he's going to hold on to this one. A touchback, and the drive will begin at the 25. Getting set to go again here on offense, Keenan Allen marches back onto the field. You better believe that he's well aware he has 0 catches right now, and they're losing, so he's probably a little hungry.
And you know the guys on defense are aware as well, and they're really excited that he has no catches, but they're also worried because a lot of times that's like the ticking time bomb. The longer you hold him down, when he finally explodes, look out.
Yeah, no catches, though, so far in this game. Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. They tried to throw on second down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. Justin Herbert looking to pass. And unable to connect. If he had caught it, it would have been a first down. Instead, it's 4th. On is the Chargers punter now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. 36 yards on the punt with no return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And with a 2-score lead already, they may just look to get this thing to the locker room. That's going to be caught. It's Chenault. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game, as we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, let's get to some of these scores around the NFL here in a busy Week 14. In Las Vegas, and it's the Raiders who have the lead in the second quarter. Josh Jacobs running well there, 93 yards on the ground. From there, we take the long plane ride back to Florida to check on the Dolphins at home in Miami. And it's the visiting Minnesota Vikings who are out in front. Justin Jefferson, a touchdown reception. Lastly, we're off to the Rocky Mountains, Denver, Colorado. See what's happening with the Broncos. And that game is tied as they take on the visiting Tennessee Titans. We'll continue on and take a look at the next-gen stats from the first half. And even though they've got the big cushion, I would imagine they'd like to see a little more out of their passing game. pretty pedestrian numbers through 2 quarters of play. Meanwhile, for the Chargers, they did not have quite the same amount of success in the passing game that their counterparts did, as you get a look at the numbers there. Both these teams, no doubt, making their final halftime adjustments as we speak. And for the call of the second half, we get it back out to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Chargers going to get the football first here in this second half, and they trail as we get back underway. Adderley, he's going to hold on to this one. A touchback, and the drive will begin at the 25. Out comes the Chargers as they'll go on offense now to start this third quarter. And right out of the gate, they face what you'd think could be a pretty important drive.
I would say so. You know, they're down 2 scores. That's not the end of the world. It wasn't the strongest of first halves, but for them to start clawing back, they've got to start putting a little pressure on that defense, start cutting into this deficit. You can't have 3 and outs and expect to get that done.
So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. Here's Herbert. And his throw here's incomplete. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone...
nowhere to go for Herbert, and he's going to go down. K'Lavon Chaisson, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. That'll go as a 42-yard punt, but a net of 32. They had a 10-yard return, and out they take over. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 48. Flushed out right. Connection made with Chenault. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. 60 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries. Sure didn't take this offense long to get within striking distance of the end zone. 2 plays.
Feel the energy? You can just feel it, can't you? Because they are creating it on offense.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Malik Hooker. And the Chargers are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20-yard line. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. Herbert going to lead up the Chargers here, 1st and 10 at the 20. More from L.A. in a moment. They'll start on the ground with Kelly. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. They'll go again with Kelly. And he'll get this up over the 25 to the 26. 9 good yards there on the run, and now 3rd down. Herbert. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. But the passing windows are just not there, and that's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
Fighting his way through contact. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt.
Get ready.
London about set to take over on offense. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told him, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line is take care of the football, and everything else should flow from there.
Quick lesson, never ask the play-by-play guy a question.
Hey, you're my partner. I know you're right there with me. Love the play call that time. Love the design. You put 3 tight ends on the field. That screams jumbo set, running formation to a defense, right? No, they go play action, and defense gets confused for just a split second. And next thing you know, completion for good yardage.
2nd and 10. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Normally being a big-bodied receiver plays to their advantage downfield. Go up and make the catch, take the hit, and pick up yardage. But in this case, the hit was timed really well and popped it free from his grasp.
Open man left side. It's a tight end, man hurts. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. Back to throw again. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. Well, Charles, in the past, a lot of people called this offense one-dimensional.
I think you did.
Well,
I think it was you.
I'll be honest, I did. I think the fan base is hoping with this young rookie that they can put some wrinkles in this offense like we just saw.
I think you're exactly right, because we did have that discussion that what we've seen in the past from them, they needed to broaden, and they have done it here. Look at what he's bringing to their offense, and now as a defensive coordinator, you've got some extra work to do to prepare for him and their offense.
Here's 2nd and 10. On play action, they'll throw. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back of the 29. Uchenna Nwosu. Credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10.
Well, nothing takes a start to have a good drive quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
He's going to go up top for the end zone. And that nearly the pick that they needed. He couldn't pull it in, though, and it's 4th down. And Lambeau will put this one through, and that'll push the lead up to 17. So that almost certainly the final piece to this puzzle, a 3-score lead. I don't think there's any coming back from there.
But, you know, normally I'd get on you for giving up on the game right here, but I do think you're right in this case. This late in the game, 2 scores is tough enough. 3, I'm with you. That seems out of the question.
Adderley, he's going to hold on to this one. A touchback, and the drive will begin at the 25. Heading back out, the Chargers offense. We get a peek at the playoff picture in the AFC. And I tell you, 4 weeks still to go, and everything is wide open, and it's fun.
And I know
nowhere to go for Herbert, and he's going to go down. K'Lavon Chaisson in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Another try after the 1st down sack. Herbert. His throw incomplete. He was looking for Mike Williams that time. 3rd down here. From the shotgun, here's Herbert. And this is going to be incomplete. On is the Chargers punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And now a fair catch called for and taken just outside the 40-yard line. 37 yards on the punt with no return. London about set to take over on offense. And this one has gone pretty well to form. They've come in, had little problem thus far, and now they'll try to polish things off in the fourth. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Strong run, but he's corralled just beyond the 40. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. They'll set up to throw. Escaping the pressure right. This is Chenault on the receiving end. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he's going to get this one down to the 30. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
On 2nd down, ETN once more. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game. And while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
They'll get this out to the flat for ETN. And he will have a first down at about the 21-yard line.
Now that's a big pickup right there. And so often we focus on how the quarterback's faking on play action. How about everyone being in on the deal and picking it up?
Second, third levels, you could see them trying to recover. They bit. Worked out offensively. So this crowd will not go home happy. It's a victory for our visitors. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for our visitors, the win moves them to 12-1 now on the year. And they'll return home next week to take on the New York Giants. Meanwhile, for the Chargers, any slim hopes they had at a playoff berth gone now as they drop to 4-9. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to L.A. to take on the Rams.